What's happening, guys, and welcome back to the channel. And it only seems like 2 minutes since the transfer window slammed shut, but already Chelsea are being linked with players. And a report coming out of the Daily Express yesterday suggesting that Chelsea are looking at Leroy Sane, the former Manchester City winger and current Bayern Munich player. The report goes on to say that Chelsea would be prepared to offer one of Christian Pulisic, Hakim Ziyech or Callum Hudson-Odoi as part of the deal. George, what are your thoughts on this one?
In all honesty, I haven't read anything about it. I was informed by you minutes through walking through the door, so it's all hearsay and news to me. But Leroy Sane, good player. I liked him at Manchester City, and I like him at Bayern Munich as well. I think his pace is brilliant, and his finishing. I like his finish. I like him as a complete player. Really, he's 8 out of 10 in most departments. It's a bit of a luxury position for Chelsea at the moment. We seem to have a lot of so-called wingers, if you like. You know, you could add Timo Werner to that list as well, who plays on the left. You could add Mason Mount potentially as well. In that, we don't really have out-and-out wingers anymore. We just have, the front three or the forward threes. Havertz can play on the right-hand side as well. So if you're thinking about that list of who we potentially exchange or get rid of, I would, even though he's only been here a year, my personal opinion is Hakim Ziyech. I haven't seen enough in him to warrant being in front of the other two. I think Pulisic has to stay at Chelsea. And I like Hudson-Odoi. I understand the opinion that some people just think that he's on the fringes and therefore needs to move on, but I believe he's got more capability, and I've just seen more of him in a Chelsea shirt. So maybe that's being a bit critical of Hakim because he had that injury, of course. But yeah, a strange one. But to be honest, if it happened tomorrow, I wouldn't be annoyed by it. I think Leroy Sane is a good player.
I think Chelsea are always going to be linked with top players, particularly in those forward positions. But in terms of perhaps players to be offered in exchange, I agree with you. I think Christian Pulisic needs to stay at the club. Hakim Ziyech, I know he's only been here a short time, as you said, already linked with moves to AC Milan this summer. Again, whenever there's kind of a player to be involved in a deal, possibly his name is always mentioned. I think he probably is one of the ones, unless he has a good season this season, that they'll probably look to ship on. Do you feel that perhaps like with the forward players at the club, do you just reckon it's going to be kind of not a revolving door, but it'll be an area of the pitch that's kind of going to be freshened up sort of every 2 to 3 seasons? We might see one in, one out kind of thing.
Well, the problem is we've got so many good players in those areas that at a club like Chelsea, it's difficult to keep everyone happy. I mean, that's the ultimate task for any manager of any team, but it's particularly difficult in the top teams because there's just such fine margins for error. I mean, if you make one bad mistake, you might get away with it at, say, a Burnley or something else because they haven't got the squad depth to cope with it. But at Chelsea, it's so targeted and those margins for winning or losing are so fine and it can cost a lot of people. So it's difficult. I mean, is Hudson-Odoi prepared to stay another season, kind of getting maybe 15 appearances here or there? In cup games are not really important games. Is Hakim Ziyech going to step up? It's difficult. So it could be a one in, one out policy. But the big question is if this story has any traction, which I don't know. I don't know whether this how reliable this story is, but is Leroy Sane any better than what we've got at the moment? I think he's probably experience-wise, yes, but in terms of the quality we've got, I think it's pretty much a matter of preference, really.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I think he has struggled quite a lot since his move to Bayern Munich. He hasn't been amazing at all. He's had moments, but he's not been consistently good. Again, I agree with you. I think it's opinion on whether he'd be an upgrade on what we've got. But I think he's definitely different to what we've got in terms of someone as a wide man that has got out and out pace. I think a fully fit Leroy Sane on top form is better than Hakim Ziyech and it's better than Callum Hudson-Odoi. So it'd certainly improve the squad in that aspect. But again, I think it just comes down to preference, and whether this has got any legs remains to be seen. But I think he would be a good fit at Chelsea. But again, this could just be absolute nonsense, or it could prove to have a bit of legs. But that's just myself and George's thoughts on the rumours linking Leroy Sane to Chelsea. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Would Sane be a good fit for Chelsea? Would you like to see him play for the club at some point? As always, make sure you smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you in the next one.